Hi, Peter Bulker here and welcome to today's edition of the Transition Guy. Now today's episode we're going to be looking at what are the best short and long-term goals for fast-tracking business success. In a nutshell, sorry to burst your bubble, there are no best goals to ensure fast-tracking business success. There are, however, the best combination of goals. And the reason I say this is because each business really has got their own unique need, what they want to achieve out of their business. So what might be best for one business may not necessarily be best for another business. So the way I look at business goals is you need to put them into three areas: long, medium to short, and then short-term goals. So when we're talking about long-term goals, we're talking about the really big strategic chess pieces, the 3 to 5 year goals. These are the ones that you're not going to execute overnight. It may take you a couple of years to put all your core components in place to be able to achieve these goals. That's your big picture thinking. If you don't have that in place, you've really got no North Star for the company to head towards. And more importantly, how are your team going to know where to go if they don't know what that destination looks like? So think about your 3 to 5 year goals as being that destination. Now, depending on what the 3 and 5 year goals are, you've got to start thinking, well, how am I going to execute this? So the next type of planning that we do is, I would call it medium-term planning, where it's your yearly goals. You start thinking about the 3 to 5 priorities for the year that you're going to be putting into your business that's going to help you achieve your 3 to 5 year plan. And that's right, the 1 year priorities that you choose, the 1 year goals that you choose, they need to feed into your 3 to 5 year. If they don't feed into them, they're not aligned. If they're not aligned, there's no way you're going to fast track, because what you fast track into, a totally different destination, isn't going to work. So make sure that you've got them clearly identified. Once you've got them identified, then you can start looking at your executional tactical goals. And these are your 13-week sprints, your quarterly priorities. And it's really important that they are derived from your yearly goals, your yearly priorities. So in a year, you've got 4 13-week sprints. So you've got to choose your goals very carefully, and they've got to feed into the bigger picture. And this is where companies tend to screw up. You see, a lot of people look at the goals and say, well, is it my goals, setting my goals, that's going to enable fast success? That's only a really small part of it. I've seen companies out there and business owners that are expert planners, but to be honest with you, they're shit executioners. Because what they do, they draw up the pretty plans, but when you come to the quarterly sprint, the 13-week sprint, actually executing those quarterly goals over a 65-day period, they don't do well. So if you really want to fast track everything, fast tracking your goals happens in the execution. It happens during the 65 days, the 13-week sprint. And if you can't get good at that, if you can't get good at that tactical level, your chances of achieving the big picture have been drastically reduced. And that's the harsh reality. That's why a lot of people just plan, and then they plan. They don't achieve that plan, and they think, okay, let's do another plan. They're a better plan than the previous plan, because obviously that plan wasn't good enough, because if it was, we would get the result, without looking at the fact or admitting to the fact that actually the plan was good, but the execution was poor. And very often, when people are executing it, they haven't done the post-mortem on a regular basis. If it isn't working, why isn't it working? And what do we need to change in order to be able to execute efficiently? So I would say they're the 3 areas you need to look at. You need to look at the big picture, you need to look at the medium picture, and then you need to look at the tactical here and now. That's going to allow you to execute your goals. Now, for a lot of people, they're going to think, oh, this is a lot of work. I'm not experienced with this, don't know where to start. Well, if you need help in creating your strategic plan, or you need help actually in executing your 13-week sprint because you've got a great plan, but you never execute it correctly year in, year out, head over to Bulker.com and get in touch, and let's look at what you need to be changing in your business to make sure you get the plan created and executed flawlessly. Now, if you loved today's episode, please like it, subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes, and share it with others so they can also benefit. And always remember that failing to learn is learning to fail, and failing to plan is planning to fail. Please stay safe.